Hi everybody, my name's Julie Mann. I'm a problem solver, a life coach and an actor. And I'm really excited because today I'm joined by Dali Litinski. Hope that's I've pronounced it properly. And you are a wife, a mother of three. You're also an entrepreneur, a speaker and a coach, but you know what? You're so much more. And I'd love to hear more about who you actually are. So welcome, Dali.
Thank you. Thank you, Julie.
So when we spoke, I was totally blown away, Dali, by your energy and your attitude, and also the way that you spoke. And that's why I wanted really to speak to you today and really, enable other people to have more of a sense of who you are. And, it's obvious from your glowing testimonials that you're really good at what you do. And what I love is that you absolutely walk your talk. So, so I'm interested to hear a bit more about your journey. So in my experience, most people that become coaches are people who, they've had that journey, they've had a journey, and it's through those experiences that has had them become a life coach. So how about you? Can you tell us a little bit about your journey and, how come you are where you are today?
First of all, you just said one of my favorite words, journey. Such a beautiful word. And you're absolutely right, because my journey, I didn't wake up one day, I want to be a coach. It wasn't like that, but I was always from a young age, very drawn to people, fascinated by people. I was born and grew up in Israel, and people were drawn to me all the time, telling me stuff, old people, young people. My mom actually called me the Wailing Wall because everyone always came in and shared stuff with me. So naturally, I thought the natural thing is I love helping people. I love listening to their stories and I love empowering them. I'll just go and be a social worker. So I went to college, to university to become a social worker. And very soon after graduating, I discovered that's not for me, because even though social workers are needed, therapists are needed, but for me, it was all about fixing. And fixing was not for me. Fixing, I don't believe in fixing people, not for me personally, that's not my genius. So I left that field and got married, had my first child, and we decided to move to the US. And now thinking back, the reason we decided to move was inside, there's always this thing of wanting more. Not necessarily more money, not more stuff, just more, this like burning desire. Okay, what else is out there? So we moved here, I helped my husband. We opened our business, our family business, and I supported him for many years. And then I had my second child, and then I discovered, okay, it's not one day. That's why your whole journey is so perfect. Everything to the outside eye was fine, even more than fine. I had my two beautiful girls. I had my husband, my friends, my health, my beautiful home. Everything was there, but I couldn't figure out what's the point. What's the point of me? What's the point of life? You're born and then you die. What's the point of the middle? And it drove me nuts. And not just that, then there's the guilt. Like, how come you're not satisfied? You have everything. How come you're not satisfied? But the same burning need of more was inside. So I started searching, what is my more? And to make a very long story short, because it took me, I think, at least 8 years to discover what exactly is my more, until I discovered coaching, which was so perfect for me, because the way I see it, coaching is not about fixing. So in coaching, if therapy is taking someone from dysfunctional to functional, coaching is taking someone from functional, everything is fine, to thriving. And that's what I love doing. And that's what I do. I support, work, help people. And I say, entrepreneur and business owners, because their mind resonates with mine. It's the we figure it out kind of mind. We'll build the plane as we fly kind of mind, to be unstoppable in their business, in their life, all together. That's my journey in like short 2-3 minutes. And I help these people in their journey to discover what is their more, what is it for them to be unstoppable, what do they want that they don't have right now, what's their picture and how can they have that. And in a way shorter time than it took me. It doesn't take years. It's pretty quick.
So they can have the benefit of your hindsight.
So they can have the benefit of their hindsight. All I do, I'm not the expert in people's life. All I do is I ask powerful question. When I see a person and there's this, mutual attraction, because there's like energy between two people. And when energy matches, you feel it. So when I feel it with a person and when I see a place that I can support and help, I actually can see someone's potential. I call it my special potential detector. And when I can, when I see them, when I talk to them, not to them specifically, I talk to their potential. So even when they come and they're telling me their stories and their obstacles, that's fine. But I still see their potential until they're ready to see it too. And then they just like shine.
Fantastic. Now you mentioned the word unstoppable. I absolutely love that word. And I know what that means for me. I get a sense of what that is. But for you, what does that mean for you? Because it's not really a word that a lot of people use. So
yeah, and there's a reason why you love the word unstoppable, because you are my kind of people. And my kind of people, this word resonates with them. So unstoppable doesn't mean that you have it all figured out all the time. Not at all. Unstoppable means is in those moments that you don't shut down, you don't run away from the fear. It's like all about, okay, now what? What's the next step? So when life happens, when we have our triggers, when our kids are not talking to us the way we want them to talk to us, when our husbands are pushing our buttons, when our co-workers are not cooperating, when someone is cutting on the street, and we feel these trigger emotions, and we want to just like stay in bed and cover our head. Now what? So unstoppable means whatever happens, what's your next step? What are you going to do with it? This is for me unstoppable. And it's not just unstoppable. I'm the unstoppable growth coach. So I believe we never arrive to a final destination. There's always another layer to peel. There's always like another growth for us. So I want to be unstoppable in my growth, and my people want to be unstoppable in their growth as well.
Yeah, there's always another step to take, isn't there, on that journey, wherever that journey is too. Yeah, exciting. Yeah. Okay. So just wondering if you've got some really practical tips for anyone who's listening now thinking, you know what, yeah, I can kind of resonate with it, but I'd really like right now to be able to do something that's going to make a difference to my circumstances. So are there some simple practical tips that you could, or a tip that you could share so that people can kind of get a sense of, that shifting something for themselves that's going to make some difference?
I have so many, and I'm like, you kind of like got me here, like, what's the best? Now I'm thinking, okay, what's the best one? There's no best one, because it's so much, okay, to the circumstances. So one actually of the tips that works wonderful for me, and it's part of a whole training that I do, which is called Give Your Gremlin a Different Job. And the gremlin is those little voices we all have, those inner critics we have in our heads. We all have them, those voices. And I have a training to actually shift those voices. So instead of them stopping you, holding you back, they become your biggest supporters. Part of it And of course, I'm not going to go through the whole training now, but it's like transformational. But part of it, which is so beneficial, when something happens to you, when you get triggered and you realize you are triggered, when someone is pointing a finger at you, like, why are you late? That's some people's triggers. And you recognize it, realize it, let it sink for a second, and then say, so what? Now what? So I know it's like, untrained. For me, it makes sense. I know it's kind of like, maybe doesn't mean a lot for a lot of people, but if we just accept it, that whatever we feel, that's valid at that moment, that you are triggered, if you are afraid, if you are ashamed, if you are feeling criticized, that's normal. That's part of the human, design, our human design. But you're not just that, you're whole and complete, and you can say, okay, I feel ashamed, I feel afraid, I feel whatever it is. So what? Now what? How do I want to show up?
I love
For
that.
me, that's transformational. Yeah.
Yeah, brilliant. I think, ask yourself the question is so powerful. I think sometimes, people say, well, often they say either in their mind or out loud, I can't do that. But when they ask, how can I do that? Then yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Yeah. I actually, I'm listening right now, almost done with the book, Poor Dad, Rich Dad, which I'm sure most people discovered many years ago, and I'm discovering just now, but it's perfect for now. That's something that's in the book. It's like, instead of like, I can't afford it, switch it to, how can I afford it?
Yeah, so powerful and so simple, Dali.
Yeah, simple. And you know what, we all kind of like know everything, but when you are in a space of people that know who you are, what you're about, what are you here to achieve in life, and they kind of like push you when you need a push, and they remind you when you need to be reminded, that's that's a totally different ball game, because knowing is not enough. We know how to read. Does it mean we read all the books? No, it's the practice. We know, so what? We still need a team behind us. And whatever, my mindset is, I will have whatever I need in order to live the best kind of life that I can, to live to my full potential.
And that's why I guess it's so important to surround yourself with people who actually are on your side. They've got your back. They're like, yeah, go for it. Yeah, you can do it. So that's why, obviously, having a coach is a smart idea. Because we can't always see, can we? And sometimes the people around us can't see. But actually, that's what you do, isn't it? You see that blind spot. You kind of see something that someone else can't see.
It's always easier for the outside person who doesn't experience the drama to see the outside. So the way I see it, it's kind of like, imagine yourself having a hole. So when you are confronted by something, when you're stressed, you're inside a hole. Your sight is very limited. You can see just like around the hole. But the coach is not in the hole with you. He's up there. So you can just like, he can see everything. He can see all the options. And sometimes it's just like giving you a hand and pulling you out of the hole. Just because the coach, even though he understands and you are connected, he's not experiencing your drama. So his view is not limited. So the idea is, and I will always have a coach in my life. I mean, I think it's essential. And when I say I coach, there's such a big difference, and people don't realize the difference between coaches and consultants and therapists. These are, different practices. They use different tools. They're all very important. It's not like, it's just like, what is more right for you? A coach is someone that's very goal-oriented, result-oriented, future-oriented. So yes, we're gonna look at the past, but only in order to build our future. So it's always like, looking toward the future. And a coach won't tell you, okay, I did it this way, just follow my steps and you'll get results. He will just ask you questions and offer some tools to open your mind to see all the options. I know for me, when someone is telling me you need to do this and that, that's not very powerful for me. I need to realize what's the best system for me, what's the best action for me to take, and then all my energy is behind. Like I become unstoppable. But sometimes I myself need to be unlocked.
We all do, don't we, Dali? We all do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
The most successful people in the world have coaches.
Absolutely. Life is an ongoing journey. We face different things at different times in our life. You know, it's ever evolving, isn't it? So it is about, you know, getting support. Who doesn't want support? You know, especially when that person is, you know, really seeing, you know, the possibility for us to be unstoppable.
Yeah, unstoppable in our growth. And you know what? Unstoppable, though, I mean, some people mix it with pushing. It's not. Sometimes it's the opposite. So a lot of the people I work with, all of the people I work with are business owners, and they are successful, and they get their success, a lot of them, because they're hustlers, because they're pushers, because they put all of their energy toward their business. Along the way, because they're very goal-oriented, it's very natural to put all your energy in specifically one area. So they put all their energy in their business. They're very successful. Along the way, what about the support system? Like they're doing everything in order, because in their mind, they're doing everything for their family, because they're providers, because they want to help support their family. But the family doesn't see it. They appreciate it, but they don't see it. So they're losing the support system along the way, and everything they're building, they find themselves one day like asking, what am I doing it for? And there are a lot of feelings of, I'm not appreciated. And that still the pressure of being a provider at the same time, not getting the support, or the feeling like I come home and that's my relief. That's where I just like relax. They don't have that. So they're like stuck in the middle. So what I do is help them realize, what do you want? Because I believe you can have it all. You can have the very successful business. You can have the family you want. You can have the adventure. Whatever you want, you can have. It's just shifting the attention. It's understanding, okay, what made me so successful in that area, and copy those qualities that help me be so successful and paste it in other areas. So really, I can have it all. That's what I do.
So it sounds like when they work with you, not only do they find out what their more is, but they also are able to have a much more balanced life, a much more meaningful life.
Completely different, completely. So remember I mentioned I'm doing one of the things that I'm doing that I'm actually in love with this process is give your gremlin a different job. So I had a client, and she was a very successful real estate agent. And when she came to me, she said, I'm making, and she gave me like a huge, you know, yearly amount. And she said, I want to double it. And I said, cool. And after two sessions, when we went through this exercise, she figured out that actually chasing the next sale, chasing the money, was doing the opposite to what she really wanted. What she really wanted was to be free and fun. But she felt under pressure all the time. She actually described it as like a weight on her chest, like grinding her from the inside. So when we shifted that, she designed her life different. Like she brought so much more fun in her life. Her family totally saw that, because she created like beach days and pool days with the family and bike rides for herself. And not only she shifted the experience she was having of herself, of life, because she felt freer, and she definitely had more fun in her life. But guess what? At the same time, she still was able to be number one in her, brokerage company. So that's why I'm saying that's her case. That's just one example. Most of us are kind of just like walking the opposite, like we're chasing goals. We're chasing goals. We think we got it. We're chasing numbers. We're chasing goals. We check how many clients I want, how much money I want. The secret is the opposite. Just like doing the opposite. Realize what you really want and bring it to today. And that's completely different training. I'm not even going to go there, but yeah.
But they don't actually know that when they come to you. So presumably the presenting issue that they say, this is what I want. What are the typical things that your clients might say to you, Dali? They say what they want when they come, but then they get something completely different.
So you want to hear a funny thing, which is not funny at all? Okay. So the first question when I ask when someone is coming to me is like, what's the struggle? What's not working for you? And they giving me a list. And then when I get to the question of what do you want, almost everyone gets stuck. We don't know what we want. Our mind is so trained on what are we trying to avoid in life, then when we are being asked, what do you want? We get stuck. I get stuck and I'm trained. I have to really give myself, center myself a second. What do I really want? What do I really want? So I once had a client hire me just because he couldn't answer the question, what do you want? I thought we got stuck for a second. Am I frozen?
Okay. The internet is a bit strange, but you carry on, Dali.
Okay. So what a lot of them want, especially the goal-oriented business owners I work with, they want to feel they have a team. They don't want to feel that they're doing everything alone. But guess what? Everything they do is not helping what they really want because they're doing everything alone. But they want freedom. They want to really be an example for their kids, for their family. They want to provide. They want to have the team structure. So I hear freedom a lot, and I hear the word team a lot, and peace of mind.
Oh, fantastic. So if anybody wants to find out a bit more about you, Dali, or possibly work with you, how would they do that?
So two ways. If they're on LinkedIn, just friend me, send me a message, and ask for a complimentary session. That's easy. If they're not on LinkedIn, then they can get the direct access to my calendar. Just talktodali.com. So talk to Dali, Dali, talktodali.com. That's a direct access to my calendar, and then they can just grab time on my calendar for us to talk.
Are you on Facebook or Insta or?
I am. Actually, I have my own group. It's called Unstoppable Growth, of course. And that's a Facebook group where I really encourage conversation. So it's not just about me giving tips, giving my thoughts, inspiration, but I really encourage other people to be part of it and share their own thing, because I think we all have something unique to share. So these are people that are really interested in being unstoppable in their growth, and they want to get to the next level in their life, whatever the next level means. So I invite you to join this Facebook group.
And the Facebook group again is called?
Unstoppable Growth.
Fabulous. Hey, Dali, I'd really like you to have the last word before we go. So what is it you'd like to leave everyone with?
there's no tomorrow. There's no tomorrow, just today. So anything you put on your list as, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it next year. I will share a story here. The first step in my journey was the landmark education. So when I discovered I'm not where I want to be, I got an invitation from a friend who just finished in the landmark education, do this special night, and she invited me for her graduation, whatever you call it, as a guest. And I came with her, and she really liked what I heard over there. And she asked me, okay, Dali, do you want to do it? And I said, you know what? That sounds really interesting. And she said, okay, when do you want to do it? I said, maybe in 6 months, in a year. And then she said something that stuck with me and changed my life. She said, if you know already you want to do something, isn't it a shame to waste 6 months or a year? And I got it right there. Why waste time when we can do it now? So whatever it is that you want to do, there's no tomorrow, just today.
Love that. Dali, I have enjoyed this so much. Thank you so much for talking to us all, and I'll see you soon.
My pleasure. Thank you very much for doing that with me. Had fun.